The only Pixar classic to not have a direct sequel yet now has a TV show sequel, and it's exclusive to Disney+. This is 20 years in the making, ladies and gentlemen, so let's not waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zack, and I always love talking television, cinema, and all things entertainment with you beautiful viewers. And as always, I really do appreciate you guys stopping by, and I hope you enjoy your stay. This time around, we're hopping onto Disney Plus to, of course, check out Monsters at Work, the long-awaited sequel to the 2001 Pixar hit Monsters, Inc. Except this is in the form of a television show, which is 10 episodes long. It once again stars Billy Crystal and John Goodman as Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan, along with a few returning cast members like Jennifer Tilly and John Ratzenberger, and also welcoming newcomers like Mindy, Kaling, and Ben Feldman. And this series takes place the day after Monsters Incorporated power plant started harvesting the laughter of children to fuel the city of Monstropolis, thanks to Mike and Sully's discovery that laughter generates 10 times more energy than screams. And Tyler Tuskman is brought into the company fold before he learns of their switch to laugh power, because he was actually recruited as a scarer by former CEO Henry J. Waternoose. So he's starting off in the maintenance department as a mifter, as they're known, because it's discovered that he's not really all that funny. And guys, don't worry, other than that, this review is going to be completely spoiler-free, because I want you all to go into Monsters at Work expecting nothing like I did, because I honestly didn't know what to expect out of a Monsters, Inc. sequel, especially 20 years after the original, and Monsters University was okay. It didn't really live up to my expectations. But honestly, everything about this show made me fall in love with it all over again. I'm talking everything, from the opening titles having the same quirky themes from the original film's score. You have the same voice actors really bringing their A-game. I also really admire how this goes deeper into the bowels of Monsters, Inc. and behind the scenes of how it all operates. That's all really fascinating to learn about as well. Lots of really fascinating world building. It's a ton. It's almost like I'm watching a Pixar sitcom. Seriously, these episodes are only about a half hour long, no more than that, and they're really, really funny. Now, the sitcom aspect will play into my main issue with this series, but I would like to talk about all this good stuff, because honestly, there's a lot. First things first, I gotta say, this animation is still as beautiful as ever. Like, legitimately, almost photorealistic in some senses. You can see every individual goddamn hair on Sully. The designs of these old monsters are just as vibrant as they were, and the new character designs are super fun as well. I specifically love the character of Val's design. It's unlike any other monster I've come to know and love before this. And Mindy Kaling does some exceptional work voicing this character. She is super plucky. Kaling herself is having a busy year in her own right. Ben Feldman is also fantastic, super easy to root for as Tyler Tuskman. The eager rookie wants more than anything to get onto that laugh floor. And for all intents and purposes, Monsters at Work is Tyler Tuskman's story. And Ben Feldman certainly understands this, and he is certainly up for the task. He was really, really good. I mean, the camaraderie between these mifters is just so much fun to watch unfold. It made me want to get into maintenance. I can't believe I'm saying that, honestly. And like I said, it was so awesome hearing all of these original voices who turned out for this. Jennifer Tilly was great as always as Celia, Mike's girlfriend. Thankfully, that relationship was repaired. I loved hearing Bob Peterson as the voice of Roz again, who seems to be an all-powerful being at this point. Mike Wazowski is still scared to death of her. Special shout out also goes to Steven Stanton as the two janitors, Needleman and Smitty. They're just so damn endearing, aren't they? Sorry, Mr. Sullivan! And of course, you gotta bring John Ratzenberger back as the adorable snowman. And he honestly has a really interesting backstory, which is established throughout an entire episode. He's in exile, and honestly, it's kind of sad knowing how he got to the point where he was in the original film. They handled it all extremely well. Ratzenberger still finds all the joy and humor in this character's situation. He still certainly makes the best lemon-flavored snow cones in Monstropolis, that's for sure. That hasn't changed. You know what else hasn't changed is our two leads, John Goodman and Billy Crystal. Oh my god, it made me feel like a kid hearing their voices together again. Both of them were fantastic. John Goodman steps into the role of business leader so incredibly well. Sure, he can be imposing, but he's still certainly approachable. This honestly reminded me a lot of how Michael Gambon approached the role of Dumbledore. He's still a legend, but he'll still offer advice when necessary. And nowhere is that more prevalent in this amazing, amazing finale. And I dare not spoil everything that's said in his encounter with Tyler Tuskman. This is basically the inspirational stuff of Legends. This is the big game speech you hear before the climax of Rudy. That kind of inspiring. Ugh, so fantastic. Thank you, Disney. And yeah, I'm not afraid to admit I have been very openly critical about Pixar's original choice to play Mike Wazowski. I wasn't really all that into Billy Crystal originally. And that's not knocking Crystal as a performer at all. But his voice with this character design, like this green sphere of energy with just one eyeball poking out, this character design just screams Jack Black and just bouncing off of the walls. But even though I don't think this design fits Crystal's vaudeville style of comedy, here's the thing, guys. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I absolutely loved Billy Crystal in this. His approach to this character as the top comedian on the laugh floor, mentoring the youngsters, this is such a natural fit for the actor. And he was just as funny and just as charismatic as ever in this role. Honestly, guys, color me pleasantly surprised. Monsters at Work is certainly a worthy sequel to a Pixar classic. Certainly way better than Monsters University ever was, that's for sure. My only real issue with this actually does involve the premise of a Pixar sitcom, and it's actually also the layout of said premise. Because as I've mentioned, Monsters at Work is essentially just a sitcom in Pixar's clothing. And this one's for you, Ryan, from the Pseudo Geeks podcast. Shout out to you, buddy. But it is bound to draw comparisons to The Office. And after watching all 10 episodes, that is 150,000% accurate. There's pranks that are being pulled between the Mifters like Jim would always pull off. And there's one character named Duncan, voiced by Lucas Neff. While funny, could you imagine a more blatantly obvious attempt to create an animated Dwight? Like, my god, Duncan was such an ignorant so obnoxious. I mean, you gotta give credit where it's due to Lucas Neff for his ability to get this character on my nerves. I mean, besides the obvious similarities to the sitcom classics of the 2000s, this is, I believe, one of the best exclusive shows Disney Plus has ever put out. All 10 episodes are available for you guys to stream right now. I would highly recommend a binge watch session, especially if you're a hardcore Monsters Inc. fan, and just if you're a diehard Pixar fan in general. I'm gonna give Monsters at Work an A. I think this show is absolutely gonna be a family favorite for a while. It's the Monsters Inc. sequel we were all waiting for, and boy does it deliver. 20 years is certainly worth the wait. Monsters at Work is charming, it's funny, and it's a damn good time from beginning to end. Now, honestly, I selfishly would not mind seeing another season, but if they wrap it up how season 1, if you want to call it season 1, ended here, absolutely perfect. Perfect arc. And speaking of ending, stay tuned after the credits for a few of these episodes for Mike Wazowski's comedy class. Oh, these were so much fun. Gotta say that my personal favorite class involves knock-knock jokes, and and the big running joke is about the said execution of knock-knock jokes. Let's just say that it was really hysterical. In a very meta-theatrical way, that is. But obviously, guys, this is all just my opinion. What are your thoughts on Monsters at Work? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And I'm curious, who is your favorite character in the Monsters Inc. universe? Go ahead and make some noise down in the comments below, and let's go ahead and have some further fun, shall we? Because obviously, as you can see, I love making these videos, discussing television, discussing all things entertainment with you guys. So if this sounds like content you'd be interested in following along with me, then do consider hitting that big red subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. It really helps get the content out there, really helps with the algorithm. It's also completely free to you guys, as is hitting that thumbs up button on your way out. That really helps more people see this stuff. And as per, ladies and gentlemen, look out for more exciting content hitting my channel very soon. I'm gonna be watching Shang-Chi at the time of recording in a couple of nights, so expect a review for that sometime this weekend. And September 8th, I'm also going to be dropping my first Daniel Craig Bond film in my playlist of reviews for that in the build-up to No Time to Die. So if you guys want to keep up to date with all this content, do subscribe and hit that notification bell on your way out. That would be fantastic. You guys are the best. Sincerely. Thank you all so very much for your support. Really does mean the world. With all that being said, back talk, commence.